and welcome to the first of my proper marathon training videos. This is week 1 of a 16-week training plan. Most marathon training plans are 16 weeks. And so each week I'll be doing 3 different runs and some body conditioning, either on the same days or different days, it doesn't really matter. And I'm using a marathon coach. She's on Facebook, called the Cheesecake Runner, and she supports a group called the just London Marathon. So it's easy to find if you wanted to find her. So she's done me a personalised plan based on because I used her last year when I did the virtual as well. So based on what she knows about me from last year and a conversation that we've had, she's done a personalised plan for me. So this week's 3 runs. I did a threshold run I actually did it on Wednesday. So I think normally my running days are going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. But I was away at the beginning of this week. So that's the good thing about only having 3 runs. It can be very flexible. So I ran on Wednesday and did my threshold run, which was 3 times 4 minute threshold intervals. So you run you warm up for 10 minutes, then run at threshold pace for 4 minutes, and then recover, do it again. So that was the first run. And then today, which is actually Friday today, so you have a recovery day in between. You shouldn't do runs on consecutive days. Today would normally have been my hill repeats run. I'll explain more about that when I get around to doing that. I'm actually going to do it on Sunday because the weather's good today. So because the weather's good, I'm going to take advantage of that and do my long run. This is my first long run back. I haven't done a long run since I ran the Percy Pud at the beginning of December. I think that was the 3rd or the 4th of December. And it's actually the 6th of January. So it's been a month since I've done anything more than 5k. So this is going to hurt a lot, I think. So I thought I'd take you through the kit that I take out with me on a long run. So first of all, it's not a really long run, this one, but long enough to warrant taking some kit out with me. So to carry my stuff, I've got this waist belt thing. It's a camelback waist belt. So it's got a big front pocket, so I can get keys, chewing gum, and I'm going to take 2 gels. You see, at the moment, on my plan, it actually says I'm supposed to do 10 miles today. If I do more than 10k, I'm going to be really happy, given that I've not done that distance for such a long time. But I'm going to take 2 gels. Gels are fuel for while you're running. You don't have enough in you really to run certainly no more than 10 miles is the maximum. So your body uses its own fuel sources to run up to about 10 miles, but after that you really need to refuel. And ideally, to stop any fatigue setting in, you should refuel before that. So ideally, every 40-45 minutes of a long run, you should refuel. I use these because I used them last time, and after trying out several different fuel sources, found these were the ones I got on with best. They don't give me any sort of upset stomach. They're a little bit claggy, but not as claggy as some. I can't physically eat when I'm running. I know some people use Cliff Bars or other food sources. Some people use homemade flapjacks. I can't physically eat while I'm running. There is some science behind that, and I might cover it at some point. So I find that these are okay for me. They work. I get a bit sick of them when I'm doing a marathon, because obviously for a marathon that takes me 6 hours, I'm having a lot. So I do get a bit sick of them after a long time, but just for a short long run, they're okay. So they can fit in there as well. And then it comes with this bladder bottle. which has got like a top on it that seals, and that fits like a separate pouch in the back of it that fits into. Now I've put it takes half a litre. I've actually put a rehydration tablet in it as well, so it's not just got water in it, it's got a rehydration tablet in it as well. And that's fine because I'm only going to do about 6 or 7 miles. I wouldn't want to do a really long distance using rehydration fluid all the way, because that can have a bit of an effect on your tummy. So half a litre just for a 6 or 7 mile run is absolutely fine. If I was going any further, I'd just drink water for the rest of it. The Shocks headphones, I did mention these in a previous vlog. These are bone conductor headphones, which you're allowed to wear if you run an official race, because they don't cancel out any noise. They don't actually go in your ear at all. They sit just on the outside of your ear, so you can hear anything that is happening around you, traffic noise or instructions from marshals. And my new running gloves off Rufus that I got for Christmas will get a first outing today. I'm not quite sure how cold it is, but it'll certainly be cold enough to start off with them on. So there we go, that's all my kit. That if it was hotter and if I was doing a longer run, I would have had to have used quite a lot of Vaseline and Sudocrem all over me as well to stop any chafing. I think I'm going to be okay today because I'm not going to go that far and it's not that warm, so I should be fine. Oh, I didn't mention the Gym Boss. I think I've mentioned it before. This is the timer that beeps when I should run or walk, depending on which interval it is. I'll have that attached to me so I can hear it. So I'm just over halfway through my long run now, and this is the view. I mean, this is one really good reason for running. Getting outside and looking at those views, and just fabulous. Such a nice day today as well. You can hear the beeping. That's my run walk interval alarm, Gym Boss. Morning. This is going to bring the close to the first week of training for the marathon. So this morning's run, I'm going to do hill reps. I this week looked at the weather forecast and I swapped around my long run and my hill reps run, because today was supposed to be absolutely pouring with rain, so I didn't fancy doing the long run in that. So I did it on Friday after Slimming World instead, and today planned in to do hill reps because I figured I could probably just about survive 40 minutes in pouring rain. As it happens, it's glorious sunshine, so that's equally fine. At least I'm not going to get wet this week. So my 3 runs this week were threshold run. I actually did that on Wednesday. So I did a warm-up for 10 minutes and then some bursts of threshold running. I did 4-minute bursts of threshold running, which is basically running at not full whack, but not far off, with recovery time in between. And then that gets your cardiovascular system healthier and stronger. And then I did a long run on Friday, so I had a day's recovery. I had a long run on Friday. My long run this week was 7 miles. That will build up, obviously. And that was really nice. I actually really enjoyed that. As I've explained on previous vlogs, I do something called jeffing. So I do run-walk intervals. And so it's quite an enjoyable way to walk. It's not to walk to run. It's not cheating. Some people think it's cheating, but it's not. I still get a reasonable pace. If you compare my 10k race times to people that run continuously of a similar age and fitness, they're the same. But the reason that I jeff is, well, there's two fundamental reasons. The main one is you avoid injury a little bit if you do it, because you're using 2 different muscle sets. So you're not using one muscle set continuously. So by changing muscle sets, it hopefully avoids injury. And the other reason is psychologically, if someone says to you, you have to go out and run for 6 hours, which is how long it takes me to do a full marathon, then that is just mind-blowing. Whereas somebody says, you've got to go out and move for 6 hours, but actually you can walk that, psychologically, that's much more bearable. And so they're the reasons why I do the Jeffing. Recognised training plan, recognised method, invented by a guy called Jeff Galloway, who's run, I don't even know how many marathons, about 100 more probably. So you can always look up the Jeff Galloway method. So I'm about to go out and do my hill reps. Not too bad a week this week, so because it's week 1. So we're starting off fairly straightforward. So I'll do 10 minutes warming up, running, and then 4 minutes of hill reps. So that's up for a minute, down for a minute, up for a minute, down for a minute. Do that 4 times, and then just have a steady walk or jog round to recover, get the heartbeat back to normal, and then repeat it. And hill reps, they build up strength, obviously, and you move the muscles like your glutes and your quads, but also increase your cardiovascular fitness as well. So one of the trainers from iFit always says hills are speed in disguise. I actually don't mind hills. A lot of people hate them, but I think living in Sheffield, I've got no choice but to run uphill a lot, so I have to embrace the hills. And before I start, I'm just going to wake my muscles up a little bit using my new toy. I got this at Christmas and I've been using it since. This is a Theragun, a percussion massage gun, and it increases blood flow to whichever part of the body you actually use it on. It was originally invented by a doctor who was seriously injured, and it was to aid his pain recovery, but now it's used by a lot of sports people for post workout muscle relief. So if you wake your muscles up, in theory you're supposed to be a better athlete, and then post running, if you use it, it's supposed to alleviate the DOMS, which is the pain that you get in muscles when you've used them a lot, and then the day after it really hurts. So this is supposed to ease it. I have used it, and I do think that the DOMS from my long run weren't anything like as bad as they would have been if I hadn't have used it. So and it's very short bursts. You use it on muscles for 30 seconds to a minute, so it's a very quick thing to do. So I'm just going to do that. Then I'm going to go out on my hill reps, and then I'll be back for some nutrition. Okay, I'm back. That was actually a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, so I don't know why that might be. But anyway, it's done. And now I'm just having some water, and it's really important to get water straight into you. Even if it's a cold day and you don't think you've sweat very much, you still need to get lots of water into you. And now I'm going to do some stretching and use my massage gun. Can't speak. Use my massage gun on the mover muscles. The way the massage gun works is there's an app on your phone as well, and you can just use it randomly wherever you want to massage. But if you want to do there's particular programs on the app. So there is a post-run program. So I'm going to do that now, then do some stretches, and then get a shower. And so that brings us to the close of week 1 of marathon training. Hopefully I've covered the information that you'd like to see. If there's any questions or anything you'd like to see going forward, just pop a comment on and I'll see if I can cover it. So nutrition wise, just to sort of close off what happened today, I came home, did my stretching and massage gun, I just had some water, then I grabbed my shower and I've just had my breakfast and some coffee. I don't think coffee's really included in the nutrition, but my breakfast is always the same breakfast. I have porridge every single morning, regardless of the time of year. It's not even just a winter thing. I love porridge all year round. So, and ordinarily I run, not fasted completely. I'll normally get a banana before I go out to run. But on my long run, I will have my breakfast first. In fact, long run is an excuse for 2 breakfasts, because you can have one before you go and one when you come back. I do love breakfast. So yeah, so I've come in from my run, done my stretching, had my shower, had my porridge, coffee, and that's it. Now we're sort of back to normal, although breakfast is quite late compared to normal, so I'll move lunch a little bit later, and then dinner will be around, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. I'll try and get some protein in today. I mean, I get protein in at most meals. Breakfast is the one that's a little bit tricky for me, because with porridge, some people will have an egg. Some people stir egg into their porridge. I've never fancied that at all. Or I could have a yoghurt. That would give me a bit of protein, but I'm just a bit rubbish having protein with breakfast. But I'll get protein into lunch and dinner, and plenty of vegetables as well, because vegetables have got anti-inflammatory properties, so that really helps with the healing process. So that's it. That's the end of week 1. I'm going to edit this now and upload it, and then we're into week 2 with only 15 weeks to go to the big day. Thanks for watching, everyone.